Good morning everybody and welcome to your Tuesday's guided reading lesson. So it's going to be a little bit different this week. We've only got two proper guided reading lessons and we have snipped the bit about all the vocabulary from it, and today you're just going to answer some questions. So you've got an extract all about Captain Tom Moore. As you know, we're learning loads about British culture this week. Yesterday you did UK Day, and for the rest of the week we're going to be learning about the best of British and British culture and what it means to be British. And I think over the past year or so, when Captain Tom Moore came to light through the pandemic and what he did for the NHS, I think he really epitomises what it does mean to be British throughout these tough times as well. Unfortunately, he did die a couple of weeks ago, and that isn't stated in the extract that you're going to read. Some of you probably will have known, but I think it was really nice he was chosen this week as well, because obviously he died a few weeks ago. He did have pneumonia, and then he caught COVID, which obviously made him extremely poorly and unfortunately died after. But he is getting buried on Saturday and it is going to be in the news, so I think it's nice that we learn a little bit more about his life this week, and then we can look out for him in the news this week as well. So I'm going to read it to you, and then there's some questions for you to answer at the end. So, Captain Tom Moore. This piece is obviously a non-fictional piece of writing, and it's a non-chronological report. So, Captain Tom Moore is a war veteran who made headlines around the world in mid-April 2020 when he pledged to raise money for the National Health Service, the NHS, by walking 100 laps around his garden before his 100th birthday, April the 30th. So he had probably a couple of weeks to try and make it around the garden. The challenge. So Captain Tom has long been a supporter of the NHS. He'd spent some time in hospital after he had a hip replacement a few years ago, and he's been following the news about the NHS as they battle to treat patients during the COVID-19 crisis. He decided to set himself the challenge of completing 100 laps of his 25-metre garden by walking 10 laps each day. With this help of his walking frame and finishing before his 100th birthday, Captain Tom hoped to raise £1,000 for his charity of the NHS. Captain Tom Challenge was reported by the local news, and it would soon be spread around his amazing effort, and people very quickly took Captain Tom to their hearts, and his story was shared more widely, including the national news. As more people heard about the challenge, they donated money to his cause, and within a day, Captain Tom has exceeded his target. Captain Tom completed the 100 laps, his last 10 with a Guard of Honour, and 2 weeks before his birthday, so he decided to increase the number of laps, and he walked to 200. So, to celebrate reaching 100 laps, singer Michael Bull and the NHS Voices of Care choir and the Captain Tom released a version of the song You'll Never Walk Alone, which went straight to #1 in the singles chart, and Captain Tom, aged 99 at the time, is the oldest person ever to get a #1, and the single is the fastest selling of 2020 so far. Well, it would be the fastest selling of 2020 in a whole. Now we've reached the next year. Every single sold raised money for the charity, and Captain Tom almost holds the record for the largest amount of money raised on a charity walk by an individual. The money will be used to fund community groups that help support the patients that they've left the hospital, as well as a wellbeing pack for the NHS workers. So this is a little bit more about his biography. Thomas Moore was born in Yorkshire on the 13th of April 1920. As an adult, he joined the army and served in the army forces in the Second World War. And during his time in the army, Captain Tom was awarded 3 medals, which he has worn whilst completing his fundraising lap. A short documentary has been made about his military career and is due to be televised in early May. When he was younger, his hobbies included motorcycle racing, and he also won several competitions. He has had so many birthday cards sent to him from around the world, the Royal Mail had to reroute his post to a special collection box, and a group of volunteers had been employed to help open the cards, which will go on to display in the local primary school that Captain Tom's grandson attends. No one has been more surprised by his success than Captain Tom himself. Never in my wildest imagination did I think that this would be possible, he exclaimed. Captain Tom in numbers. So let's have a look at this. £1,000 was the target he wanted to originally hope to raise. 24 hours is the time it took him to reach his target, so over the couple of days to reach the £1,000. or just one day, sorry. 13 million, the amount Captain Tom has raised by the time he completed 100 laps. 82,000, which is the number of copies his hit single sold in the first week. 100,000 birthday cards had been sent to him, and 1.3 million people had donated money to his campaign before the final week of April. So, the Pride of Britain. Captain Tom has been called a national treasure by the public and was awarded the Pride of Britain Award. The award is given to people who have demonstrated great courage and inspired people with their campaigning. Captain Tom has received several 100,000 nominations from the public, and judging panel agreed that he was more than worthy of receiving the award. For his 100th birthday, Captain Tom is being honoured with a special postmark from the Royal Mail. All letters sent during the week of his birthday will have stamped with a postmark that reads, "Happy 100th birthday, Captain Thomas Moore, NHS fundraising hero, 30th of April 2020. So at the bottom we have a little glossary. Obviously these are words that we do not know, and they give them the definition. So we've got veteran, which is an ex-member of the army, so somebody who used to be in the army. Guard of Honour, which is a group of soldiers that are arranged in a row for a special occasion. Sometimes they fly a flag, or sometimes they shoot a gun as a guard of honour to show respect for a soldier. And then documentary, which is a factual television or radio programme about something or someone. So there's the extract. You can go back and have a read through on your own. If there's any words you don't know, you can have a look at them on Google and write them down. But on the next couple of slides are the questions that I want you to answer all about this extract. So first one is match the numbers, which is worth 2 marks. So freeze the screen now and you can match them in your books. Number 2 is number the events that show the order in which they happen. So number 1, 2, 3 and 4 in the order that it was happening. So you're going to have to look back through that reading extract that you saw on your YouTube screen, maybe read it again and make some notes, and then you'll be able to have a go at answering these questions. Question 3, 4 and 5 and 6 are on your screen now. So question 3, read the challenge. So that's a subheading that you need to look out for. Find and copy one word that likens the struggle of the NHS staff during the COVID-19 crisis to those of the soldiers at war. So we're just looking for one word. Number 4, who collaborated, so who worked with Captain Tom Moore on the single You'll Never Walk Alone, so with his song, who helped him. Number 5, name one way that Captain Tom has been recognised for his achievements. So how do we know what's he been given for his work, for his achievements? Just one will do, even though there's plenty in that extract. Number 6, why do you think Captain Tom wanted to raise money? So that's not something that you're going to find in the extract, it's something that I need you to think about. So why do you think he did it? You could find an example in the extract of it might give us an idea of why he liked the NHS so much, or you could just think of it on your own. And then question 7, 8 and 9, give 2 examples of how Captain Tom has broken world records. So you need to go back through and find me 2 examples. Describe Captain Tom in 3 words and explain. So again, that's not going to be in the extract, that's what you come up with, but you need to tell me why. So you need a word and why. So you need to tell me he was something because I think something, yeah? Fill in those blanks. 3 of those, please. And then number 9, how do you think Captain Tom felt when he heard that he had reached the target of £1,000 in just one day? So this was a target he had set himself for 3 weeks, and he reached it in just one day. So how do you think he felt, and what do you think? So explain that answer for me. Again, that's not something that we can really find in the text, that's just you inferring and thinking about how you would feel if you were in Tom's shoes. How would you feel? So finally, on Thursday, we're going to mark our answers. So we're going to go through the answers again on Thursday, and it's going to be out of 13. So you've got today and tomorrow to write those questions and give me some answers to them questions. So as you know, you can go back on the video, you can pause it at certain things, you can skip through to certain pages to make sure that you have got all the answers that you need. Upload a picture to Dojo so we can see that you've got it done. Thank you.